Fuel economy. It's something that often goes unthought about, especially for those of us who like sports cars, because generally the words sports car and economical are typically never used in a sentence together. With that said, I am somewhat of a stats nerd, and I always have had a habit of calculating my car's fuel economy numbers just for fun. It has a practical aspect, as I often travel very long distances, and I need to know what the expected range of my car is, as in Australia there can often be sections of road that won't have a gas station for a couple hundred kilometres, maybe more. I guess it can be nice to know how much a particular trip is going to cost fuel-wise as well, so I find calculating fuel figures to be both interesting and useful. With that said, I want to move our attention to my beloved Suzuki Cappuccino. I bought this car in Japan and spent about 5 months driving it around and put about 5,000 kilometres on it. I was curious to see how a 30-year-old tiny sports car would do fuel economy wise, and I had a feeling it would be fairly economical. So during my time, I kept track of every single fill up and calculated the economy accordingly. Now before I reveal my results, there's a couple of quick things that need to be noted. First, I didn't fill up at the same gas stand every single time, so there would be some variance in the amounts, even though I did always stop at the first click of the fuel filler. Second, I only ever drove the car for fun, so I didn't really ever attempt to drive it efficiently, so to speak. And finally, these results also include when I raced the car, so literally when I was at full throttle as much as possible over long periods, those results are in here as well. So keep these three factors in mind when looking at the results. And so, with that, here are my results. I went to the trouble of calculating litres per 100, which us Australians are familiar with, kilometres per litre for my Japanese viewers, and even MPG for the Americans too. Yes, I know British MPG are different, but how many calculations do you want me to do? As you can see, my results varied a lot. As I mentioned, there was a mix of driving from the city, long road trips, highway trips, and racing, so you can expect some variance. But overall, I'd say the Cappuccino has to be one of the most fuel-efficient Japanese sports cars of all time. I next went to the trouble of averaging the numbers, and here are the results. Honestly, I am really happy with these results. This car was dirt cheap to drive, yet it was so much fun to drive as well. I would love to test it in more consistent conditions and what normal driving conditions would get you, but for now I'm happy to just see what kind of results I got. So what do you guys think? Was it good? Bad? Were you surprised? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that's it for this short little video. I hope you found it somewhat interesting, as I sure did. I often calculate fuel economy, and I even have a whole series planned where I want to test all of my cars and others along a planned route and compare the results on a leaderboard, so stay tuned for that if you are interested. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.